special town meeting was the perfect opportunity for candidates or their representatives to get started filling up nomination papers. The foyer of Town Hall had a campaign rally feel as town meeting arrivals met up with eager signature gatherers. A local newcomer was among the candidates there to introduce herself. Lori Lennon is an Arlington resident looking to get on the ballot and face Sean Garbely in the 23rd House District Democratic primary.
Why now? It's why not now? It's time to run. It's time for women to have a stronger voice in the community. The State House it's made up 25% of women, so it's time for the State House to really represent the demographics of the community itself. I'm going to use my professional and personal experiences to really hone in on the community and bring really strong and innovative ideas to the State House. I worked in higher education, I worked in broadcast news, I'm a full-time working mom, I'm a single mom, and I've really got some strong innovative ideas that I want to work with the community on to build a really strong conduit to the State House.
No member of the House owns their seat. This is not my seat. I have the honor of occupying it for a short period of time, and at any time when the people of Arlington or West Medford decide that new ideas are needed, that a new perspective is needed, they have that choice, a very important choice to make, on whether or not I should continue in that role. I think there are solid benefits to having a real debate on the issues that matter most to the people that we represent. And so I think there is a real value to having that conversation, being able to go door to door, asking someone for their vote, and letting them know what you're going to do for them over the next 2 years. And that vote is a measure of accountability, and it needs to be checked. And that's why I believe it is critical for representatives and senators to be challenged.
Candidates have until May 1st to submit their nomination papers to the Registrar of Voters for certification. The statewide primary will take place on Tuesday, September 4th. Superintendent Kathleen Bodie presented her proposed fiscal year 2019 budget to the school committee last week, focusing on how Arlington can continue to grow high-quality public schools in the face of a rising school-age population. Demographic trends show across-the-board enrollment increases, but elementary schools are leading the way. Grade sizes at Arlington High School range from 315 to 350 students, but there are more than 500 students in 3 elementary grades and more than 470 in the other 3, according to the budget proposal. One area getting a lot of community attention is the size of kindergarten classrooms and the question of whether or not one teacher and one part-time teaching assistant is enough to handle classes that have grown to 25 students. This budget includes a full-time aide for every kindergarten class in town, adding the full-time equivalent of 9.5 kindergarten TA positions, each with a salary of $18,000. A dollar increase of $171,000 in funding.
First of all, the elementary principals did put this as a high priority. The kindergarten teachers, I think, would tell you that that's something they would like to have.
2 sets of eyes on a kindergarten class, to my mind, is sort of an essential. To have one adult with a class of kindergartners, I think, just leaves yourself open for a kid who has a need to then put the whole class in a position where none of the other kids can have their needs immediately met if that comes about as well.
Committee members agree the additional help would be a benefit, but there is debate about how to best implement the program. Flexibility was key to the discussion.
The other issue I did bring up, and we haven't really gone to each teaching assistant, is whether they will want to remain if they have to go to full-time. So we might need to take a look at then, if the answer is no, do we then have a different person come in for the afternoon? I mean, that's another possibility too. So I think there's going to be some flexibility in terms of that, because once somebody has already had the training in the tools program, I think we would not be well served to just say, well, just because you can't go full-time, you can't continue.
Members want to know if there is room for flexibility in assigning aides based on need or class size rather than grade, and they want to hear from teachers themselves.
I'd like to suggest, through the chair, prior to making a decision on this, that we have some kindergarten teachers come in and explain the benefits to the full board to understand, in my mind, the difference between a set number, because it's a population thing, as opposed to an educational value of the thing.
I certainly can arrange that if you want at the next meeting. I'll ask.